outside the breakfast restaurant, and everyone was saying that they couldn't hear me. So I'm gonna be quick. I'm not gonna rehearse everything I said, but I'm gonna be quick and to the point. Thank you guys for the love, the inboxes, the comments. I got over 2,500 emails in a 2-day period, questions concerning Mullins and where we are right now. I want to just say I will be in D.C. on Monday. It's my birthday. I will be making a big announcement. Matter of fact, you can hear it from the representatives in Washington, D.C. versus hearing it from me. I'm very excited about it. Thank you, Mullen, for this opportunity. And I want you guys to be patient with me, as I mentioned earlier. This is adjustment for me. I promise I won't let you guys down. I sit down with our representatives, counselors, PR people, the list goes on. I have to live a certain way. I have to exemplify a certain lifestyle to show the people that they can trust me, that I'm not going to be out here doing anything foolishness, because I'm kind of like a face of the EV technology industry, and they want to see positive activity coming from Lawrence Hart. Matter of fact, I've always lived that kind of life. Never been in no trouble prior, never been in no trouble afterwards. And I want to thank Mullins for putting it all out on the table, what happened to me in the early 90s, because there was a lot of malicious people. Felt like maybe I was higher than anybody that made a press release about me. They would go take that article, what happened to me in Mississippi, and send it to them. That were very malicious and torturous interference, because you wasn't sending it to them to invite them to dinner. You were sending it to destroy what I was trying to do. But with that being said, thank you, Mullins. I want to thank the team now. I want to thank Saudi Arabia. I have to thank them as well. And I want to thank the government in Washington, D.C. I want to thank some of the generals who helped me, General Hassan Proctor. I want to thank General Daley. You guys all know him. He sits next to the President Biden. He's been there for numerous years. Thank you for your support. I want to thank the university who met with me for 8 hours. I'm not going to call their name. Let them make the announcement. They feel like I was a great candidate for a Nobel Prize, considering what happened to me in Mississippi. And I came out and accomplished what I'm accomplishing today and have accomplished. I'm proud of that. I've already signed my book deal. But as I mentioned to you guys, I don't talk about anything unless it's inked and signed. If it's not signed or it's not in writing, it doesn't exist. And I respect Mullins for that. We're not going to be announcing things that we are trying to do or going to do. We're announcing what is happening. Are we going in production? Absolutely yes. It can come from me because I'm the chief scientific officer. Mullins have to be very cautious about what they represent, because they're on the SEC, and you got to give facts. You can't fabricate, you can't do anything but give the facts. And that's why I'm here to give the facts. Do I have something to prove? Absolutely I do. Because of the things that happened to me, and people tried to slander me and destroy me, and they didn't realize I was innocent. Never been in any trouble. I was scared, everything. I didn't know nothing about the law. I never knew I created a monster. And even today I have to adjust, because I could no longer drive my cars like I used to. I could go to the store, go get a hamburger, go to McDonald's. I mean, now everywhere I go, I got to make sure I let people know where I'm at. I got a tracker device on me. I have security. Wherever I go, I can't go nowhere without security. We got retired FBI agents that's securing me, ATF agents, off-duty police, sheriff's department, Homeland Security. The list goes on. Did I sign up for this? No, but I did sign up for what I do. And let me just say this to you also, so everyone that's listening, I don't get caught up in the politics. I'm not about this racial issue that's going on. I'm for America. I see a lot of articles out there that's been made on me. They always say African-American inventor. I don't know who chose to put that old topic and say African-American. I'm not just an African-American inventor. I'm an American inventor. Made in America. I was born here in the USA, made in America, and I'm for America. And let me just say this. Some people question why it's such a hard sentence when people committed heavy, healthy crimes, and they gave you 24 years. and they got people in and out. It wasn't a white judge that gave me 24 years. It was an African-American Democratic judge. So I'm in no position to take sides with anyone about racism. If you want to know where my support came from, 97% of my support came from Republicans and little everyday working people who had jobs, who happened to be Democrats and Republicans, who believed in me when I was on the ground floor. Those are the people that should be commended because they believe when no one else did. Now, all the companies are coming now. No one wanted to touch because they was afraid that what Mullins did would come back to bite them. But they didn't realize if the man is honest with you, gave you proof that he was innocent. All of that. And let's check this out too, people. It wasn't a Democratic governor that came to help me. I was writing letters every day like Shane Shaw Redemption. Every day to the Attorney General, to the governor, everyone about my innocence. And they wasn't listening. It went on deaf ears. Governor Haley Barbour, administrator, released me early. I'm supposed to still be in there till 2025. He sentenced me in 2001. He tried to throw me away. You knew while I was in that hellhole that my patents would expire. Everything went in the public domain. And the parties, when I went away, they tried to take and steal everything. But with God's help and the governor, look where I am today. I don't file patents. My name is cleared. People like Mullen's investors believe. And I promise you, I'm going to make their families happy. And let me say this also. I was in that hellhole the first year. I fought every single day in that prison. Every single day. And Raymond Sarlach, you Google him. He owned the Hollywood Marymount Hotel with John Belushi OD. He wasn't supposed to do this, but he done it. He sent money on the outside. He's dead and gone now, so you can't do anything to him. But he sent money from the outside to the gang leaders and said, protect Lawrence Hart while he's in there. And the leaders of the gang issued an order. Nobody touched Lawrence Hart. That's how I survived. 4 years, 9 months, and 2 weeks. The day I got out of prison, my gallbladder erupted. I went in the hospital for 21 days. And while in there, the day I got out of the hospital, my daughter's mother passed away with a heart attack. And I still say today, it's because of the stress of me losing me, who was the provider. But we're going to leave that alone. And I want to say shout out to all the lawyers who supported me. Mayor Morgan Ross, right here in Michigan, who represents Dan Gilbert, who practically owned Michigan, bought all the buildings. I think Sheldon Miller, Attorney Sheldon Miller, who believed in me. I didn't have the money to go buy a golf cart to be tested. When Ford sent me to go test a golf cart, I didn't have money to go buy a Chevy Volt to be tested, to keep them from owning the rights. I didn't have money to go buy a Tesla to put this on. And everybody I went to, they were happy, but they were mad also. So they said, we don't spend hundreds of millions trying to come up with this country boy from Mississippi out of the garage to solve the problem. And somebody gave me information inside that one of the big three said, now, we know there's a solution to our problems. Because this country boy from Mississippi don't solve it. So y'all better get it right, or we're going to fire our engineering team. Rather than doing business with me, you got to make sure you solve the problem. So at first, there was deals being made where they wanted to use my technology, but they didn't want to acknowledge me. They just want to acknowledge that it was theirs, they done this and that. My team had a big argument. They didn't want that. They wanted the world to know that the African American had invented this so it could uplift the young people and stop them from all this killing and gang banging and all that. I lived in South Central LA, and I know how bad it was, okay? I lived it every day. Black men killing each other every day. You couldn't even leave your house. Cars stolen, helicopters flying over your house, pictures falling off the wall. Young black men just killing each other for whatever. During the LA 1992 riot, I was living right next door where it started on Western Avenue. I didn't always live in Beverly Hills, and let me explain how the Beverly Hills came about, okay? So you guys don't get a misconception. I've always been humble. During the era of Newt Gingrich, my friend Raymond Sala was close to all these people. And we used to go out and eat every day. That man come to my house in South Central LA. He wouldn't drive his Rolls Royce. He would drive an old Chrysler Caravan. Tires so slick, look like they're gonna pop at any moment. Pick me up, we go to Hollywood Racetrack. He take me to his home. He had a $5 million home in Laurel Canyon, right up there by Burt Reynolds. That's how I met his family. President Reagan got a signed autograph book from President Reagan. I never even imagined that. So what they said was, listen, these Johnny Carter, they came to my house, some doctors and all of that. And they came to my house to see what I had. They said, nobody's going to believe this country boy from Mississippi invented this. If I didn't see it for myself, they wouldn't believe it. I had a 350 Chevy on jacks in my garage running off of pure batteries at that time. Mind you, this is in the 90s. So we ended up filing a patent in 1993. It was issued in 1996. Fidelity Holdings bought it the day afterwards. So these guys, prior to that, they said, listen, we need to set him up with one of our addresses. So they gave me an address in Beverly Hills. Among other things, they wanted me to look like a Republican. So they knew that it was going to be challenging from the Democratic side. So this is how I end up doing what I'm doing. I went on national TV with my products and all of that. So I want to just make sure you guys understand. I'm in no position to get caught up in any politics. I mean, I don't care who's in office. I'm going to eat regardless, and I hope everybody else eats, whether you're Republican or Democrat. But I just want to make sure, because I'm getting a lot of calls. Most of my harm came from Democrats. Okay? Some of those guys paid people. Because it sounded like when Martin Luther King was marching. They paid people to throw rocks at Martin Luther King when he was marching. They paid people to go on social media to slander me. We done our investigation, all of that. Paid people $10,000 to try to slander me. Everything that they could to keep this technology from going to the market. Now here today, people protecting their investors, societies, American companies, all of that. So when I leave my home, like I'm right now, with security, I didn't sign up for this. I signed up to take my inventions to the market, not have all these people watching wherever I go. I'm sitting in a restaurant, security sitting over there like a customer, security sitting somewhere else watching to make sure they protect their investment. So guess what? All the nice cars I have, I'm going to donate it to single mothers. Since I can't go and do like I used to, I'm okay with that. So bear with me. This is adjustment, people. I love you. Am I wounded? Am I hurt? Am I in pain? Yes. And inventing is the only thing that I can do to keep me healed, to heal the pain of the past. You know, imagine sitting in incarceration for something you didn't do, and your time sheet says release date 2025, and this is in the year 2001, and you're innocent. Your kids writing letters. Daddy, why did you leave us? Why they lock you up, Daddy? You was a good dad. You never bothered anybody. Imagine living with that. You go in, your kids are young, you come out to a teenager over a 6-year period. Your mother come and see you in prison. You tell her, don't come back, because she's crying so much. Don't come back, and you don't want her to see you there. And Mom had the faith of Job. She said, son, you're not going to be here always. You're getting out of here. God's going to fix this. And I want to thank the young lady, Miss Kennedy from Mississippi. You the reason I'm free. You found a copy of the check where I paid a lawyer $10,000 to make sure my documents was legally registered. You found them 5 years later. You didn't even know I was in prison until you ran into my mother and she told you my son was locked up. And she asked, why? That was a good man. He don't bother nobody. She said, remember you worked for him? They said he sold unregistered securities. She said he didn't sign any unregistered securities. He paid a lawyer. All he had to pay was $50, and he didn't do it. But they were so adamant of putting me away and want to shell my technology that they had to get rid of me. This wasn't nothing personal. And you use an African-American judge to throw me away. So my thing is today, let's get off that subject, and I'm taking the world by storm. I wanted to, before I came out with bigger inventions, I wanted the world to be, I want to be validated that I am a real inventor and capable of doing the things that I represented. And here we are. And my next announcement, I'm telling you, because it's already done. You know how we have car chases all around the world, in America and other countries, the people are speeding, they have accidents and kill innocent people. I designed a gun, not a gun that hurts people, but I just designed a gun for the police, that when they're chasing a vehicle, all you have to do is aim this gun at the vehicle that's speeding. You don't no longer have to put spikes out and risk your life. Aim it, pop. And it magnetically shuts that vehicle down. And the only way they can restart that vehicle, they got to get out of the car, raise the hood, disconnect the batteries, and reset it to start. Game is over with. Your chase is not going to last long. And I think that's something great for America. And I want to just say this once again. I'm not going to get caught up in the politics. You're never going to hear me complaining about anything, whether it's good or bad. But I will send thanks to the Republicans, because 95% of my help, it came from Republicans. So you won't hear me bash the Republicans or Democrats. But there's some great Democrats. There's a Democratic judge, former judge in Hinds County, Jackson, Mississippi, who represents me now. He's a circuit judge for years. Robert Gibbs, thank you. He helped me tremendously. Sheldon L. Miller here in Michigan, thank you. One of the top rated lawyers in Michigan. Mayor Morgan Roth, one of the top lawyers in the country that represented DeLorean. He represented presidents, entertainers, celebrities. He also represents Dan Gilbert, who owns Quicken Loans. He represents them. And Shepard and Mullen out of L.A., one of the largest international law firms in the world. The list goes on. And maybe not last but not least, the attorney out of Nashville, Tennessee, Mary Parker, who believed in me and came to my rescue after I went under attack. Thank you, Mary, and thank you all that have joined. Thank you, Mullen. I promise you I won't let y'all down. I'm proud. Y'all think everybody's excited about this electric car, but wait till we come out with the additional invention that I have for the grid problem. They can't even figure out the electric cars problem. But when all these cars, more charging stations, it's going to put a load on the grid. No one solved that, but Lawrence Harris has solved that. And I'll let the Department of Energy come out at the right time and let them be the one that represents that, so nobody don't think I'm delusional in a straitjacket. Even after filing patents, even after demonstrating to a host of independent testing companies, it's just hard to believe. Just like it was when Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, where his assistant invented, but Thomas Edison got the credit. I missed a list of other folks, but we're not going to go into that. Like I said, I don't debate. I'm humble, and I'm not going to change. Money don't make a man makes money. A fool can have money. And I think it's a very evil, wicked person that would go out and allow people to invest their money and knowing that you have no good intentions, and you let them people invest their hard-earned money, and then you go do a pump and dump on the stocks and they lose. Not on the Lawrence Harris watch. Never. Show you what type of person I am, and you can verify it. There was $290,000 that was sold in Mississippi. I had nothing to do with it. But when I got out, I got my life together, I didn't get a nickel of it. I was already a millionaire in New York with Fidelity. I paid $290,000 back so that the people who invested over 20 years ago did not lose their money. Many of them people were crying because they were struggling and they couldn't come at a better time during the holidays. Because they said I was never getting out of prison, they lost their money. I proved them wrong. So yes, I do have something to prove. And I thank you Republicans for sticking by me for what you've done. And I thank the Democrats who did help me, which I can count on one hand, those. But I still love who I am. I love my people, but I don't want to get into no politics. And some of you guys are not being blessed because you're so caught up in Democrats and Republicans. We all Americans. We all here for the same purpose, to take care of our families and live and eat. And I'm going to assure you this, Fidelity, Mullins. Hear this today. I love Mullins, I appreciate him, but I'm not taking sides if anything is not right. Mullins going to do right by everybody. And I'm your watchdog, and I'm going to make sure. And I'm going to make sure before any announcement made by Mullins, It's factual. It's ink in writing, and it's real. So nobody gonna lose. I got as much to lose as you guys too. So I'm putting myself out there. I signed some of my technologies in, and we're gonna make sure it hits the marketplace, and they're doing that now. So guys, if you don't want to know the truth, don't ask me. If you want the truth, you ask me, I'm gonna give it to you, whether it's good or bad. And before I lie to you, I won't say a word. But if you ask me something, I'm gonna be true. I gotta go. I got a meeting with the Saudis. I flew in yesterday and today. I have a meeting this afternoon with them, and then I'll be heading out in the morning to D.C. Most of my crew has already flew in today to D.C. Monday, we'll let the people in D.C., along with myself, announce what's going on and what we have done. And Mullins will be there. Some of their engineers will be there. We got a lot of work to do. I'm going to make you guys proud. Sorry it took so long, but I just felt the need. I'm in good spirits. You guys have brought out the best in me, and I got something for you. You think you've seen some great things? You haven't seen nothing yet. I'm coming out super strong, okay? And we changing the world, one car at a time. Y'all be blessed, and God bless America. I love you all. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you on my birthday Monday in Washington, D.C. Thank you.